Guys, Lana here. So I know I'm in a little bit of a different setup. I wanted to do a new series on my channel where I do like sewing lessons and tutorials and stuff like that. So you'll probably see a couple of these here and there. Let me know if you like them. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make a fanny pack. I've been looking online for some type of tutorial for these, and there's really not that good of ones on YouTube that show how to make a traditional fanny pack. There is a really good one on how to make like a different style of fanny pack, but I wanted to make a traditional one, and I have a great pattern for you guys and an awesome tutorial. So I'm going to be showing you how to make a fully functional buckle fanny pack that hooks around your waist, and I'll show you how to fit it to yourself as well. So yep, and it's also got a functioning zipper, just put some stuff in there for the sake of the video, and a buckle in the back. So super cute, definitely 80s cut, kind of 90s style fanny pack. And today I am going to be showing you how to make a rose gold one with a pink silk lining. So keep on watching, let's just get right into it. Alright guys, so the materials you're going to need for the fanny pack are going to be some fabric of your choice. You can use different colors of fabric, it doesn't matter. I just chose the sequin because I thought it was cute. If you're going to be working with sequins, you're definitely going to want something to line the fabric with. So I chose this pink silk. The next thing you're going to be needing is obviously some matching thread for the fanny pack. You're also going to be needing some ribbed trim, an all-purpose zipper. I used a matching one. And then the next thing you're going to need is a center release buckle or something to attach the fanny pack around your waist to unclip it and clip it. And then the last thing you're going to need is a pattern. I got this pattern off of a website on Pinterest. I will definitely put the link in the description below so you can totally just print that off, or you can make your own pattern, or if you find something online that suits you better, you can do that as well. Alright, let's get started. Alright guys, so now it's time to cut out all of the pattern pieces. So you're just going to go ahead and pin them to your fabric and cut out one of each for all of your pattern pieces, as well as a second pair on the lining fabric. Make sure though, if you're using this specific pattern, on the front and the back piece it's only a half pattern, so make sure you fold your fabric over twice, and then on these straight edges you're going to lay it down and then cut the layer so when you unfold it, it is a whole one. Okay, so now that you have all your pattern pieces cut out, you're going to want to go ahead and iron out any of the creases you have. Obviously not with the sequins because that doesn't matter, but if you chose a lining fabric. Also, I'm going to overlock the edges. If you chose a fabric to line it with that is prone to fraying, you're going to want to sew like a zigzag stitch around these edges, or if you have an overlocker, go ahead and do that. And what I mean by overlock, if you guys didn't notice, right here, if you can see how there's sort of a zigzag stitch going around the outside, I just went ahead and did that so the fabric doesn't fray while it's inside the bag or while it's sewn together, so it's really going to make a difference when your piece is put together. So now you're going to do this with all of the pattern pieces, and I'm only going to show you with one. So you're going to take your sequin or whatever you want on the outside, and you're going to take your silk, obviously on the shiny side, and put them both facing together. Pin everything in place all the way around, and you're going to do a straight stitch all the way around these, leaving a space open to turn the pieces inside out, and then we will go ahead and top stitch the tiny hole left over close. Alright, so now that I put all the pins in, you can see here I used 2 vertical pins just to show me to stop sewing. So I just marked those so I would stop sewing there, so I'll have that opening still available. And I just have my machine set to a straight stitch, and you are just going to start, don't forget to back stitch, and then just sew with a small seam allowance. It doesn't really matter. Alright, so now that we've sewn all the way around using a straight stitch and we have this little opening, you're going to go ahead and turn the piece inside out completely, making sure to poke those corners out. Alright, so now that everything is seamless, you still do have that hole, so you're just going to go ahead and tuck in these pieces right here so there's no raw edge showing, and then just top stitch that down. It will not be noticeable at the end of the day. So now the entire pattern piece is fully closed, and you're just going to go ahead and do that inside out sewing, pull inside out and top stitch method with every pattern piece. Alright, one thing I forgot to mention, you guys, is when you're working with the top pattern piece, go ahead and take your zipper and just make sure that this little space we indented here fits nicely within the zipper, because I did notice on the blue one when I first did it that my zipper was actually too big and didn't fit nicely into these slots. So if you need to go ahead and cut that deeper and adjust the pattern, definitely do that. Alright, so now that you guys have your top pattern piece, as you can see there's these little divots right here. You're going to go ahead and match them up to your zipper, and then where the last little end is, you're just going to sew over this part of the zipper and cut the excess off. That will create a new zipper stop. Then you are going to obviously sew the zipper into this place. That will be your next step. And you can do that with a straight stitch. Alright, so now that you've installed the zipper, just go ahead and unzip it and zip it just to make sure everything is working properly. If you are working with sequins, I would definitely go ahead and trim some of the sequins off if they do get in the way of the zipper. Now it's time to add this top piece on. So you have two options. You can either flip it over and sew as you connect it with pins all the way, so when you turn it around it's seamless. But what I'm gonna do, just for the sake of sewing a good line and making sure I'm not actually sewing over the zipper, is I'm just going to pin it and top stitch it. So I will show you guys what that looks like with the pins in. Okay, so I don't know if you guys can see very well because my pins are not super colored, but I went ahead and pinned this just on the top line of that zipper, connecting them over here. And as you can see, it is not flat on the inside, so you're definitely gonna have to work and maneuver the fabric so it pins properly. It is not flat. It's starting to take the shape of a fanny pack now. Fitting the ribbed trim. So what we're going to be doing is measuring the width of the hips of the person you're making this for, and if that's yourself, you can just go ahead and measure yourself. But you're going to need some tape, and we're just going to measure around the hips, or if you want to do in between the hips and waist. So my mannequin is going to be 34 inches around the hips, and we're just going to add a 2-inch seam allowance. So I'm going to cut 36 inches out of the black trim. Alright, so now that you have the straps measured out and everything, you're going to place the fanny pack sequins up. Take the ends of your straps, find these wings on the fanny pack right here, and go ahead and sew them facing outward. Very, very close to the edge, and you're going to do that with a zigzag stitch. So I will be right back when you guys are done with that. Alright, so now that your strap is secured on the wings of the fanny pack with the zigzag stitch, we are going to move on to the hardest part of this entire project. It should be simple though if you pay attention to my instructions. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and unzip the fanny pack. This is very important, so go ahead and unzip your fanny pack. Now we are going to gather the straps and bring them onto the inside. So messy pinning job, but you get the idea. You just want these straps to be out of the way of the outer edge. Go ahead and take your last and final pattern piece, sequins down, and go ahead and pin the edges of the entire piece all the way around the fanny pack. Okie dokie. Okay, so now that everything is pinned, a little messy looking, but it's fine, you're going to go ahead and take a straight stitch and sew all the way around the edges, being careful to not sew on any straps that might be in between. The only sides of the straps you're going to be sewing over is going to be on this outer edge. So just do the whole thing with a straight stitch. Don't worry about closing the bag, because once again we did unzip the garment right here, so you're going to be able to turn the entire thing inside out when you are done. Okay, so now that you've sewn around your entire fanny pack with these straight stitch, it should have all come together now. So just go ahead and check for holes too, just in case you missed any spots. Now hopefully you didn't forget to unzip your zipper. Now we are going to turn the entire thing inside out. Alright, so now your fanny pack is basically done. We just have to add the center release buckle. So just go ahead and take some scissors and measure the fanny pack back around your waist. I ended up actually having a little bit of extra trim, so I'm going to go ahead and cut off about 2 inches of fabric. You're going to go ahead and take your center release buckle. Alright guys, so take one end, making sure that this is facing the right way, and you're going to take the center release buckle, place this end of the strap through, Okay, so pull it through a little bit, and then you're going to pull it over like this, and then just do a zigzag stitch to secure that bottom part on. And you're also going to bring this piece over and do the same thing, and then you will be done with your fanny pack.